I have something that was going to be in non-public, and I think it should be we should just flush it out and have a conversation about it. We don't need to mention, we can do the Lord Voldemort, thing for those.
Yeah, I think as long as we don't use a name, we're absolutely fine to have discussion about that.
Yes. And this is like out of control with things like this. We set a policy with this 2 years ago, as I recall. And it's a very simple policy. If a person can't succinctly put into writing what they're looking for and pay the cost of that, then, go pound sand. I mean, we can't be sitting here and trying to interpret what they're looking to do. I went through the business that was posted, and I'm still lost in terms of understanding what this person's looking for. At first, I thought it was a voter list, and I got into a conversation. But it's not the voter list. He wants to look at the ballots and I don't know what that means. To look at ballots, what is that going to tell you? You can't bring the ballots back to the person who voted because there's no way you can do that. We don't number them. It's the way it's set up. People vote and it's a secret ballot, So what do we, and then we go through all this mishigas and
I like
nothing.
that.
Yeah, I know you do. That's why I used it. And nothing comes of it. This is like the second or third time. I mean, if a person wants to come in and take photographs of it with their camera and they want to spend that money, with all that accumulated data in their system, and they figure out it's going to cost them, that great. But if we're going to have a person standing there watching them do it for 3 hours, then we should be able to get reimbursed for that person's time. And if you're going to have a police officer on detail, Deb, what'd you tell me today? $65 an hour for a police officer for a detail? Well, that's part of the cost because of the shenanigans that go on. There's another good word for you. This is nothing more than just being an asshole. I'm going to use that perfect language. Okay. That describes a person who comes in and just wants to cause chaos, and it's got to stop at some point in time. We're willing to give a person any kind of access they want, but there's a limit in terms of what you're tapping the resources of a town that has limited resources. So, then all of a sudden, I don't want to do this anymore. So the people in town need to know that over the last week here, we have probably spent 6, 7, 8 hours of time from various people having various discussions, trying to accommodate this person. And it was never to their satisfaction. And it gets back to the fact that, we require a person coming into town hall to be a person who is sensible. And that means wearing a mask. You may not like the idea, but we're trying to protect the employees of the town. And also, we just don't know who's going to be asymptomatic. They may be feeling perfectly well and they may be a carrier and not ever come down with this stuff and then spread it around and cause chaos within, this is just what's been going on here for the last several months. It's just absolutely not fair to the people who work in this town to have to put up with that. So that's my sense of that. And I don't think we need to be that in a non-public discussion about it. This person knows who they are. We're not going to mention their name, just like they don't mention it in Harry Potter. It's just what it is. So that's my 2 cents of that. And then the other fact of the matter is it's related to the COVID problems that we're having here. Doc, you said it last week. People need to use common sense. If they're sick,